Today we're going to be talking about how to find the distance between 2 points. And we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem to do this. So that's why we're talking about it with all of our right triangles. So it says find the distance between the points. Okay, and you have some graph paper, so you should cut and paste one of these in. And I'm going to plot my points. Remember, points are x and then y. And this is our x-axis and this is our y-axis. So -4 is here, and then I have to go up 4. Okay, you go. Plotting points is different from slope. So slope is rise over run, but plotting points, you go left or right first and then up or down. So here 5, 2 is right 5, up 2. All right, so we're trying to find this distance, how far apart they are. But we can't just count the boxes because they don't go through the grid evenly. But what I can do is make a right triangle out of this. If I go straight down here and then straight across here, all of a sudden I have a right triangle. And I can figure out these side lengths because right here, this is 1, 2 units, 2 boxes, and along the bottom, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 units. And now I have a right triangle with 2 legs. So I would start with a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Then I have 2 squared plus 9 squared equals c squared, which is 4 plus 81. That would be 85. And then I have to square root that. Okay, so we'll round that to 9.2. And it was an irrational number. This 9.2 is a decimal that goes on forever. So the distance between these 2 points is roughly 9.2. That is rounded. Okay, so let's try another one. Here I have 0, 5. So 0 and then up 5. I have 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, up 4. So I'm going to find the distance. And to do that, I would make a right triangle. So straight down and straight across to make that right angle. Okay, this is just one grid. This is 1, 2, 3. So those are my 2 legs. Okay, so I'm going to plug in 1 for A and 3 for B because we're trying to find our hypotenuse. 1 squared is 1, 3 squared is 9. So then you have 10 equals c squared. And the square root of 10 is 3.2. Okay, and this is irrational. Okay, so that's how you would do it with a graph. I'm also going to show you how you can do it without graph paper. And then on your assignment, you can do it either way. And you don't have to do it both. You can pick and choose how you want to do it. A graph is sometimes easier for people, but I personally like to do it without a graph. So if you recall, when we did slope, we subtracted our y's and subtracted our x values. That's how I'm going to start this problem. Okay, so you want to write these points down first, but then we're going to connect our y's and connect our x's like when we were doing slope. And we're going to subtract. So up here you'd have 3 minus 10 is -7. Down here you have -1 minus -5. When you subtract a negative, you can add the opposite. So this is 4. And these are my 2 leg lengths. If I had done that on these problems, here I would have gotten 1, and here I would have gotten 3. Or on this one, if I subtract here, I would have gotten 2. And here, if I subtracted, I would have gotten 9. So you don't need the picture to show you that. You can just subtract instead. Now the key here is you have to be careful when you subtract, okay? If you make an error here, then the whole rest of your problem is going to be incorrect. So again, I'm going to start with my formula. And I'm going to plug in my numbers. So I have 4 and I have -7. And it's really important that when you square a negative, you use parentheses. If you don't use them in your calculator, it's not going to give you the correct answer. So you just need to get in the habit. Okay, because 4 squared is 16. negative 7 squared is positive 49. But if you forget to type this in your calculator with parentheses, it's going to tell you it's negative 49. But really, two negatives make a positive. Okay, you could also just use regular 7 because the negative is going to cancel after you square it. 16 plus 49 is 65. And then the square root of 65 is going to round to 8.1. And it's an irrational number. Okay, it's one of our really long decimals. Okay, 8.1 is not irrational because it terminates, but what we were actually given went on forever, which is irrational. Okay, again, I'm going to subtract my y's, subtract my x's, and you should be used to this part because we did it for slope. So I have 0 minus 12 is negative 12. And I have negative 1 minus negative 10. So I can add the opposite is 9. So in my formula, I'm going to plug in 9 for A and negative 12 for B. And you could use regular 12 because, again, our final answer will be positive anyway. 9 squared is 81. Negative 12 squared is 144. And it should always still be positive. So then you get 225. And when you square root that, you get 15. Okay, 15, since it's a whole number, it stops. It is rational. Okay, and remember, rational numbers are anything that can be written as fractions, decimals that stop, or decimals that you can put the repeating bar on top. Your assignment is a worksheet, so just raise your hand and I will get that to you.